Listen, okay, hang on. I gotta talk about something. Don't say a fucking word. Okay, hold up. They're not gay. They're not gay. They're just really good friends. Listen, okay. So it's been weeks in the making, which is why I wanted to move this to the end.
Hey,
we're gonna fight it back. We're gonna fight. No, shut up. Shut your fucking
say
mouth.
that they're
Shut
buddies.
the fuck up.
Butt buddy.
No, don't. Oh God, no. This is going to be the highlight. Hey, everyone. Highlight from the beginning of the show. They're not gay. There was no proof. There was no touching. There was no penetration. He did say, I love you. And it made me really cry. I was over there like, this is best friend in the whole world.
Yeah, or his lover. Could be both.
Oh, God. It was just Cross-Examine Me, episode 104. We're back. Technically, it is officially 2 years. If you were to watch an episode a week, it'd be 2 years worth of episodes on there. Not the 2-year anniversary, though, but 2 years worth of episodes if you watch one a week.
Yeah.
You know how many days it would take to watch if you watch one a day?
Did
Did they really stumble you up for a sec?
Oh, well,
I'm going to do the math on here. Maybe it'll be... Speaking of 104, hey, we have 104 episodes of stuff to talk about today.
103.
What?
103.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was moving data over from... like 103 on Wii over, and that's got me confused on there. Sorry. Yeah. First of all, I built the Gundam. Look how big he is.
He's a big boy.
Like, it's kind of hard to see past our things. I guess we'll touch it just once. But look how big he is. There we go.
He's a big boy.
God, that took, a couple hours last night? I should have been studying, but, it's such a good reward for the exam.
We did a lot of studying the last couple of days.
Now we got to do a lot of studying.
We also did finish some homework yesterday.
That's true. But we still have more to go. But
speaking of more to go,
what?
We are finishing everything from the season. So we are going to be talking about the last 2 episodes of Call of the Night, Overlord, Classroom of the Elite, Engauge Kiss, and then the final episodes of Lycoris Recoil, Made in Abyss, Devil is a Part-Timer, and Rent a Girlfriend.
Yep, so, it's a lot of one episode things. So don't expect anything to get too in depth.
Yeah, 1 to 2 episodes.
Yeah, I had a video idea for the end of the season. It kind of blew up because we didn't do enough planning ahead of time. Next season, though, maybe we'll have some more free time to do some stuff because we got a whole bunch of holidays coming up during that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're just gonna start right in. We're gonna talk about vampires doing vampire-y things on there.
Mm-hmm. Except for that woman who wants to kill vampires, and she's kind of hot.
Listen, there's a boy in this episode. There's a boy vampire. It is definitely like I love the community that was like, yo, she kind of cute though. And it's like, you haven't read the manga. Like, I actually read some of the manga and I was like, did they change this? So I pop out. I'm like, holy shit, that is a boy in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he's on the cover of one of them.
Yes. The character is Cabaret.
Pops out of the shower and I'm like, oh, they're showing tit. Hold the motherfuckers.
Yeah, I was, because I had already seen that episode and you were like, oh, did you finish it? I was like, yeah, there's going to be a scene where you're going to be like, wait, what's going on? And then you go, oh, yo, okay.
Listen, Yomori had a fucking dilemma in his life. He was like, you're a boy. It's just like, well, yeah, I'm a boy, but I got a cute face. That's why guys and girls fall for me. He's like, ah.
You are kind of cute.
Blushes. You're kind of cute. Baka. But then he immediately was like, yeah, but you're not my type on there. It's like.
He's not anyone's type.
Well.
For right now.
Listen, the ending theme song of this show, the ending theme fit very well with the show. And it makes me really want to do a video on it, which I could if I kind of planned it on there. Because there's 2 shows this season. I'm going to say that hit hard, and I don't think enough people watched them. Granted, Call of the Night was hyped on there, but what's its popularity? 533. So there are a lot of members to it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was kind of overshadowed by, you got Overlord, Made in Abyss on there. And I feel like that's going to happen next season. Because you got 4 big shows that just started or
Made
about
in
to
Abyss's
start.
popularity was lower. Still ranked higher, though.
Yeah, I mean. But the thing is, like, you get to this end of the show and you just get, it's like slice of life for vampires with somewhat of an overarching story.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say this show definitely deserves, like, 8 out of 10, maybe 9, but the 9, I feel like it's just that, like, oh, I just finished the show and it's perfect. Let me give it a 9. It definitely deserves like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's
Very,
what
very
I
good
gave
show.
it. It's very good. I like some of the fight scenes that you didn't really expect to happen.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting it. Just out of nowhere. Who was it? NASA rips off Siri's arm. It's just like, yo, this is happening now, I guess.
Yeah.
And crushes in her skull, hits her like a fucking freight train.
It happens. It just, playing around. Also, it's not Kabura, it's Hatsuka. A correction on the boy character. They look very similar in these image icons.
Better question is, would you smash from the back? Would you smash? I think that's a yes if you got a debate about it.
I don't know. It does have a cute face.
God. I love how she said they were what? Not her servant. They were her offsprings?
Yeah.
His offspring, sorry.
Yeah. Well, no. Potentials?
Maybe potential. I don't think they were really clarified it on there. Also, they did point out something how, like, he mentioned that the guy said her blood tasted bad. Then Hatsuka said vampires don't really taste a difference.
Yeah.
He made that comment. I don't know. Now it's like, do they actually, like, taste a difference on there? Do they not taste a difference?
I mean, they probably do taste a difference because I think the biggest point was vampires don't actually know a lot about each other, just like humans don't know a lot about each other.
That's where you're wrong, buddy.
They've seemed like he's definitely heard of bad tasting blood before, because there was this weird kind of response that he knows kind of about it. At least that's how I got it. But the biggest thing, are we going to talk about the big thing?
Listen, the show ended basically how it started.
And with one big difference.
Well, one big difference. Now, the thing is, the show started with our boy going out in the night. And kind of like the first initial big scene is him at the vending machine about to buy beer. That's like his dilemma. He's going to buy a 300 yen beer. And at the end of the show, she's in the process of buying a 300 yen beer. And Yamori walks up like, oh, getting beer this late? What does he exactly say? Like, getting beer this late at night or something?
I don't
it scares Nazuna, which is our main character, vampire girl. She's like, oh, what are you doing down there? And then they have a little romantic conversation. And then what do they do, Justice?
Kiss. They kiss.
Or as Justice would explain half this, they totally banged.
Yeah. I mean, based on my Christian values,
she's gonna
have a baby.
Your Christian values, Justice. Tell us what you bought at AI this year.
Look, Jesus doesn't
was that
need
this
to
year?
know.
No, that was last year.
Both years.
Oh God,
Jesus doesn't need to know what I buy at anime conventions.
Just sister's in big trouble.
Yeah, that one was last year. I bought other stuff this year. My dad's seen what I bought this year.
I know we're getting sidetracked a little bit. Without telling the context, all I hear Justice in the back of the car when we're driving back. He's like, oh, God, not his sister.
The Dojins be dojin and whatever.
Oh, but all in all, I mean, they kiss. Very good. Like the music going on in the background.
Yeah, she's resolved to make him fall in love with her.
No, she wants to be a vampire that he could fall in love with. So she's gonna change herself on. It's like, oh, it's so adorable.
Yeah. Their big thing was like, it's not boring when with you kind of thing.
Yeah, because she pushed him away by saying it's always boring at night. Then she says that. So it's probably definitely gonna season 2. I mean, with its popularity, it's got how did it end? Not that numbers matter, but an 8.13, pretty respectable for.
This is on Mal, by the way.
Yeah,
because there's a couple other sites that.
Let me go over to IMDb.
Well, I don't even know if they do that, but
I mean they probably do. But
it's a very good show. We haven't touched on it too much. Think that the dilemma of Kyo trying to decide if he wants to be a vampire because his childhood friend was like, well, why would you ever want to do that? And then he's getting pressure from Anko, the detective, who apparently can totally kill vampires. And also, Tokyo is very big, by the way. And she's like, oh, hello, like, there's a middle schooler creeping me out. And he's running all over the place. There's no fucking way the police are going to be able to run into him.
He jumped off that bridge, and that's like a 20-foot bridge, and he landed right on one ankle.
Anime logic.
I mean, dude, the police officer's like, man, that kid's fast. I'm like, yeah, if the kid's that far away, you ain't fucking catching up to him. Yeah. He's gone. Mm-hmm. Peace. Oh, man. Know who else didn't have peace? I don't know Koji inside Classroom of the Elite Season 2. Hey, we're talking about Classroom of the Elite. You watched two episodes. Yes. Basically, our girl, Kurosawa, is getting tortured still, or waterboarded. It's like, no one's going to come and save you. She's like, I can't reveal his secret. Dude shows up and beats the fucking living shit out of the bodyguard, first of all. Mm. Also, that passive American, like the English, I'm like, please stop. Please.
We get a couple of English.
And a couple different shows.
Yeah. It's like, weird.
It just takes you kind of out of the moment for a sec. You're like, oh. And then.
Yeah, because I think Lycoris did it as well.
Yeah.
It's weird, but
who does he beat up first? He beats up like that random background guy.
Well, he beats up just a random background dude, then the big black dude, and then he like doesn't actually strike the woman, lays her down carefully because he's a gentleman, and then he absolutely beats the shit out of Ryu.
Well, we should start with, he's like, I told you I'd protect you. She's like, oh my god, my hero, and it's like, settle down, woman. Like, we know.
Yeah, I did
You're
find
it so wet already.
I did find it a little humorous that initially they just didn't believe him, and he just has to give proof. Where it's like, your camera was broken. How'd you know that? Because I broke it, idiot. That's essentially how that was.
But he beats all them up. The weirdest part about Ryuen, he's beating him up. He's like, oh, I was used to like death, blah blah blah. Then he realizes at one point, like, let me see your emotions. I don't know Koji, and I don't know Koji's over there like, nope, no emotions here, buddy. Just beating you up to death. And then he's like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, because he's talking about how he doesn't feel fear, and he wants to see I know Koji's emotions, and even if it's just like anything, and he just doesn't have anything. At one point, I think he's like, why would I have any emotions of such a trivial thing while punching him in the face repeatedly? And it's like,
listen, later in the episode when he hits that girl with, you should be my boyfriend. I'm not going to go out with someone I have no emotions for. I'm not mature enough is his answer.
Yeah. She's like, oh, you don't really smile. And he's like, I just don't really smile at anything. And then I think internally he's like, she doesn't provide anything we're smiling for. Yeah. And it's like, man, you're cutthroat. Like, just fucking give a smirk or something.
I mean, he just did beat the ever-living shit out of people. Also, shitty teachers. Mm-hmm. We just can't get involved with student activities without a reason. Yo, this bitch is getting tortured in a shed. Is that not a reason? Mm-hmm. Yo, Justus, Teacher Bohall on there. Yeah, someone's getting tortured in that shed.
Fucking docs.
What? I mean, you've said your last name before. Plenty of times.
Or whatever. But, it's whatever, my guy. You guys go do your children things. That's essentially how it
is. Yeah, that's just how she played it. But at the very, very, very end, Arisu, or
Arisu?
Sakayagani, whatever her name is. Fuck you. That was pretty good for like just going at it randomly. She shows up at the very, very end and basically challenges him. She's like, I'm going to bring you down.
Because she knows about the White Room.
Yeah.
I want to know more about the White Room.
Was she in the White Room?
I'm assuming so, because she is that board member's daughter.
Yeah.
And he's the one who got Ayano Koji into the school.
I wonder if she just knows about it, but she was never cut out for it.
I'm assuming that at one point she was a subject, because A, she's very smart, and also walking with a cane. So,
to be fair, I mean, hey, a cane means nothing. That's coming to Lycoris Recoil too.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he was named as the best one ever. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if there's going to be a whole...
Yeah. His testing was so sufficient that it was deemed that there wouldn't need to be any more because they got so much out of him, right? That's essentially like...
Yeah, he was basically too good on there. Mm-hmm. I mean, all in all, I'm happy there's a season 3.
Yes, and we already know the plot of it. Both plot lines of it, actually, because they do the duo plot line.
Yeah.
She wants to knock him down a peg, and Ayano Koji is totally getting Kushida expelled.
Yeah. Also,
Worth.
I found it really weird. There was that one scene where she's the weird girl that's like, Merry Christmas. And it gives like the bitch face.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what is this 3-second scene in here for?
That's Kushida, where it's like, oh, you're a bitch. You just got to put on the fake smile for a second. Still a bitch.
Yeah.
She's totally getting expelled. I can't wait for it.
But speaking of bitches, The Devil's a Part-Timer Season 2 has lots of bitches, which is wrong. So in a B word, you should call a woman is beautiful. Because bitches love being called beautiful. Man, this show fucking let me down again. It's like, I waited so long for another season. I get it. And then nothing really happens this season again. Like,
welcome to anime.
Dude in like a disco suit shows up. There's a big fight. I'm going to highly summarize the show because not much fucking happened at the end of the season on there. Are you grabbing Halls?
Yeah.
You can hear it so much. Why not just shove a few in your pocket, though? There you go.
I just need one.
Why not just shove a couple in case you need more later on?
Fine. Continue.
That's not how...
Continue.
God, kill me, Smalls. Long story short, they find, like... It's so fucking dumb. So, Emmy's mom is alive. Her dad is still alive. That's kind of like the end of the season plot twist. Like, your dad's still alive doing shit. It's like, oh shit, my dad's alive. Then Shiho, it should be Shio, but she's a fucking hoe, or she wants to, hoe herself out to our boy Sato. So she gets taken over by Emmy's mom to be like a powerhouse. Like, her mom calls her on a phone and it controls her through a phone, basically. Don't ask me fucking questions, dude. It's fucking dumb as shit. Gets the power. They get in a big fight with the main angel dude. Don't remember his name. It was like the shittiest fucking 4-second fight on there. And it's like, oh no, look, the fight. And then it's just over immediately. But I mean, it ended. It did solve a few questions to what you had, but then it left you with more questions than it solved on there. And all in all, I'd give if this has above a 7, I would be surprised. Yeah, 6.68. That's pretty. It's very popular still. I'm surprised it's ranked that high. It probably has to do with its season, 1 stuff, and because it got hyped so much, I imagine that's why it's probably ranked the way it is. It wasn't good. Anyone that watched this season, I mean, it's good from a standpoint of if you wanted more slice of life stuff, but it just didn't give you anything that season 1 kind of gave you.
Yeah.
So I definitely would give that show a 6 out of 10. It was all right. Nothing too special. They rushed through some stuff and extended some stuff way too long in that entire show on there. But speaking of stuff that gets extended way too long.
Not this.
What, Overlord?
Some scenes, but not really.
Dude,
So 2 episodes of Overlord.
Yeah. So Octo, whatever his name is, when he fought the other dude. Sorry, we don't have names. It's the dude with the fucking sword and the blue hair on there. I don't know if you want to try and pull that up.
I'll get them.
Yeah, so
attempt to.
Literally, they build up this character from the dude's from season 1 on there, if I remember correctly. Gets his ass kicked by Irons when they're doing their thing. He goes away to train, meets up with his old comrade, trains more.
I don't think he's... I'll wait.
What?
No, I was going to jump ahead, and then I was like, no, I should wait till you say the thing. Go ahead.
What? Oh, well, I'm just saying, they built up this character since season 1.
Brian, basically.
Yeah. They build him up. He goes to fight. Yeah, he goes to fight Octotos or whatever his name is. Basically,
I thought it was a C. Clarigus or something.
Psychotos or whatever. Whatever his name. Really beefy, really skilled at hand-to-hand combat. They have this 2-minute scene, maybe 3-minute scene where he's drink potion, drink potion, drink potion, getting ready for the fight. Then he goes above his limits. Then he goes above his limits again. He's super skill boost, whatever.
And bleeding out of his nose.
Yeah, bleeding everywhere out of his nose. And his skill is anyone within a circle on there. He's basically, he can kill them. Or he's very, very good at hitting them in weak points that it needs to be. and they introduce each other. They're all like very professional warrior stuff. Goes to cut the octopus. You're like, wow, he must have really got the octopus on there because nothing's happening. And blood everywhere, and it's like, oh, I guess he didn't get him. And you just see him cut from like here to here. And he's like, wow, that was a very hyped character since season 1 just to die immediately.
I don't think he's dead. This is what I was going to jump in.
I would say they froze him in ice, and Ainz can resurrect people.
Yeah, I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, it would make sense that he would be still alive on there. Also, it was kind of a cool honor thing where he doesn't walk right past him. He like goes down a side alley to walk around him. I'm like, oh, it's the character pretty well on there.
Yeah, they've done a good job. Like
they didn't fuck up like they did at the end of last season. They played it a little bit safer. Did the important stuff very good. But the last 2 episodes of the season, I thought was way higher animation quality than the rest.
Yeah, the princess, she's crazy. We know she's crazy. She gets turned into a demon because
I was not expecting her to be working for Ainz. I thought she would have had her own.
There's been those entire hints. Like even in the first part of the season, she meets with Albedo. Yeah. So it's like it's not surprising at all. To the extent that they were working together was
that's
further.
What I'm saying. I mean, she could have been, but it's like that bitch had some weird kinks. I thought like the beginning, like, oh, I like watching people get tortured. It's like, well, slow down, woman, slow down. Also, our boy got killed.
Yeah,
good boy, Locke.
Huh?
Or what?
Kane? Or Bach?
What? No, Locke.
Locke.
The guy with the armor on there.
Yeah.
Also, again with the weird like small details, but they point out like, you can't kill this guy, and then you find out like it's Locke this entire time. So that's why he's been getting away with a lot of stuff and not being killed. It's not a mercy thing. It was Ainz is like, you do not touch this man. No one touch this man. He is off limits on there. Then Ainz fights him. Like that fight with Ainz was way longer than our fight with our other dude. I was like, oh come on, like
it's more important. Yeah. Also, he doesn't die. He definitely doesn't.
I mean, he technically did die.
He dies inside when he realizes what's happened.
It was pretty cool when he did make the note of like, oh, Ainz has to use magic against me. I feel so honored. Then he's like, grasp heart, and he's just like, crush. That's such a cheap fucking move on his part. It's like, come on, Ainz. But I think the whole point is Ainz needed to win that sword via combat on there, which was Ainz's whole point of that. Because he did mention earlier, he mentioned last season and several times this season, it's the only thing that could probably damage him. That's like a physical weapon, so in the wrong hands.
Yeah, he said probably, and he's like, I'm going to have to test if it can destroy a world item. And it's like, all right, have fun, my guy.
Because he believes it's a world item as well, but he has no confirmed.
But now it's in his possession.
Yeah,
so.
But if he gives it to Albedo, which is the best hand-to-hand, because I think Shaltier is technically supposed to be their best melee combat, or she's supposed to be the best combatant on there, but I think Albedo just has more spell-focused skills. They're all very good at combat, but to be fair, I mean, people are just getting murdered.
Lots of people died in this episode.
Dude, that samurai, oh, we're going to stop you. And she's just like, he's like,
yeah, the guy's name is like Dai Lofren. He's been in other stuff, like other seasons as well, because he like helps train. That again, man, fucking dead.
Who was it? One of the twins, the female twin that looks like a boy, pulls out arrow, shoots him in the head, clean off on there.
Yeah.
And you watch the rest of his like disciplines or whatever, his students that are like, we can fight. Just like, nah, kill the rest of the monsters. It's so guttural.
Yeah. It's
the show does a good job of like, there is bad guys, and then there is like, you want Ainz to win, but he's definitely a bad guy. He's definitely not a good guy in this. It's a Game of Thrones thing where like these people you thought were good are actually really shitty, but now they're good again. And
yeah,
we're talking about the bitch that got stabbed though.
Look, it makes sense. It's one of those like, what is happening in the scene,
dude?
And then they eventually explain it. And it's like that's late.
Here's some background. What's what we're talking about? Because the audience doesn't know. They're having tea at one point with the princess, right? We're going back and forth a lot. It doesn't matter. They're having tea.
Isn't it Andrea is her name?
Maybe. They're having tea.
Or is that the princess?
No, it's not the princess. So they're having tea with the princess and Locke, and then this party of adventurers, like some of their higher class adventurers.
This is the chick that
they're having tea, and at one point, she lures the samurai dude out of the room. So this is before the city's been officially attacked yet, but people know what's coming. Like everyone's trying to flee. And they pull samurai dude out, and then they're having tea, and they're like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. They're talking. Then out of nowhere, they just start stabbing the bitch. They stab her like once in the side, once in the leg. They hit her with some magic. Then the big lady fucking hits her twice with a fucking WWE move, double fist on her head. She goes down to the ground. They try and like control her. Doesn't work, so they stab her 2 more times. Hit her again. It's like, control. Why are you doing this? Because we know our leader would stay and die, and we love her too much. We don't care about this kingdom. So we beat up our leader so we could like leave and not have her die here in vain. It was just, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It was just weird. I mean, I explained it, but it was like you said, it was like, oh, maybe they found a spy. And it's like, no, it's just our leader wants to stay and fight. It's like,
okay, bye. They go, deuces.
Yeah, they literally just like, peace out. They fucking teleport out. And then.
Also, you keep calling him Locke. His name is Climb.
Climb, that's his name. I mean, I was asking you before, too. Yeah, you said something else different.
Yeah. Do you think he's actually...
It's a dumb fucking name. Climb.
Part of the problem with this show and other shows is you get introduced to a lot of characters, and trying to physically keep track of all of the names, especially when you're watching a lot of other shows, it gets really hard.
I mean, to be fair, we usually pull up my anime list to have like a few running, but there's just so many in Overlord. Because the thing is, it's the end of the season. There's going to be another big break. They haven't announced another season. It's not like Overlord 2 came out. They immediately said Overlord 3 was coming out.
Though you have to assume that this will eventually be back on their list.
Because they just finished Overlord. They just finished illustrating. I don't know if it's published yet. But then because the last one's going to be published, and that's it. That's the end of Overlord on there. And from the ones I have, I was purposely not reading ahead because I didn't want to have this season spoiled because I had caught up to this season. Now I think I'm just going to finish it just to, know what's going on. Yeah. But all in all, what did it get at the end of the season? 8.15. It's pretty respectable. Very high in the ranks. 123,000 reviews. So about double what we've been getting so far. Top 400 makes sense. It's a very loved series, good series on there. Just don't watch the end of season 3.
Yeah. People give it shit. It's kind of whatever. You still get a little bit of that animation. I think the thing
they did a better job though. They didn't go so big this time. It's when they do the big stuff that they do that on there. Would you rent Overlord if it was on DVD?
Overlord?
Yeah, would you rent it? But would you rent a girlfriend? See, at first he didn't notice. Then he noticed after I said that. What?
Nothing.
Oh, you made me nervous. You were looking at the cameras on there. I was like, oh, did one of them shut off?
No.
Rent a Girlfriend season 2. Hey, it's still trash.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Dude, I was rooting for that grandma to fucking go under. I was like, come on, baby, come on.
I'm going to be honest. The last episode was actually, I think, the best episode of the season.
It was the only good episode this season.
And do you know why? Because it was Chizuru for literally half the episode.
Yeah. Wasn't Kazuya? It's just like, wow, this is like cringy watching this dude. Like, what, the beginning of the episode? I gotta go do something real quick. What if she's showering? Why am I such a pathetic man? It's like, that's what we're fucking wondering.
Everyone wants to know that. Everyone.
She should not end up with him because, yes, he's supportive, but at the same time, it's... Listen, there are going to be people that watch this show that are just as cringy, and they're like, if I do this, I'll get a woman like Chizuru. It's like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
Maybe one of you will. But Jesus Christ. You do get more background why she wants to become a movie. Her, like, what, her grandma was a movie star? And then she became a movie star, or then she wants to be a movie star just like grandma.
Yeah, and she was an early adopter of method acting.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a weird thing to be specific about, but okay. Continue.
She was an early method actor. Yo, all I know is most method actors only method act that they're going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like Christian Bale, I heard he's a real fucking asshole.
Yeah, but he's good in movies.
Only if DiCaprio passes it out.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a little thing we were talking about. So, Chizuru's grandma is not doing really any better, but not any worse.
Mm-hmm.
We had the whole episode about Chizuru's past because she was explaining it to Kazuya.
Yeah, and some of it was also just inner monologue.
Yeah.
Because you see her training really hard, and then she's still not getting any parts, though she wants to be in something before her grandma passes so her grandma can see it.
But what if we crowdfunded it?
It does make sense.
That
Also,
is how.
Sumi bringing up the idea, that was an
pretty
interesting
weird.
one.
Isn't Kazuya, if I remember correctly, he's in school for business, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense because he's in school for business, knows probably some
stuff.
Some business.
Maybe something in his life he knows.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't know how this, I guarantee what's going to happen is next season, because they're going to do another season.
It's already announced.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they give a date for it, though?
No.
I know it's like...
It's officially announced. They're definitely doing another season. Like, there's already a Mal entry in for it and everything. It had thousands of likes on Reddit.
This isn't going to be like... what was just announced ahead of season 2, but they haven't even started anything on it? There's another show that they announced the season 2, but they're like, no, it's My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's another season's coming, and it's like, what? Like a lot of the directors and producers are like, well, what? We haven't even started anything. We didn't even know we were getting another season. They're like, yeah, we're getting another season. It's like, cool. Yeah, not much happened in the last episode. The last episode
Get
was
to see
the best.
G grandpa and then watch him die.
Yo, that dude got fucking murdered.
Fucking Truck-kun strikes again.
Oh, what if we get an isekai spinoff of just him? What if he's Kazuya?
That'd
be kind of cringe.
Weird. That'd be real weird.
Listen, Grandpa's over there being so supportive of.
So
just follow your dreams.
I'm gonna have to rename this to a light novel title. I was hit by a truck and reincarnated back in.
No, it's I started dating my granddaughter after I got reincarnated as a taxi driver.
As a taxi driver?
Well, he was a taxi driver.
Oh.
Now see the white stripe with the little thing on the top? Wow. You're not be able to flag down a taxi when we're in Japan.
Taxis are expensive. The fuck you want about?
What?
Taxis are expensive.
Yeah, I said you're not going to be able to flag them now because you don't know what they look like. Oh,
yeah, I'm not going to want to fucking pay for the
taxi over here
fee.
Like, Sumimasen, where do you want to go? 2 blocks up the street, sir.
Yeah, that'll be $20.
Here's your 20 yen, sir.
They're going to be very mad. 200.
That's still only $2.
Yeah.
2,000.
Sorry.
Over 20 cents just over here with like $2.
It's better than 2 cents. But yeah, Grandpa died, and then Kazuya's here like, we could crowdfund a movie. And it's like, she was in there crying. Just let her be, you annoying fuck.
Wow, this movie for some reason has 3 nude scenes.
Yeah. So you see them kind of start working on all of that. And
she'll be an actress one way or another.
And then you get to see fucking Mommy-chan texting away like an absolute professional. And she makes a comment to where you can't help but be like, yes, you do. Because she goes, God, I have no life. And it's like, yeah, bitch, stop stalking people on Twitter.
What do you mean it's not a life, Justice?
She's vindictive and mad and just like needs to, I don't know, be her own a rental girlfriend in her own right. She can like do this shtick where she belittles people. She'd make a killing out of it.
Hang on, can we make a spin-off series of Rental Girlfriend?
About
Rental Trap? Oh.
No.
Oh, come on, it'll work. It works.
No.
We'll hire that one dude from Call of the Night.
No. We don't need vampires.
You know what we do need? We need dummy thick moss. Sorry, that's the transition to Made in Abyss. All I fucking hear when I'm in Discord, like, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something just like, yo, Moss fucking caked up, dude.
Yeah.
I might have to throw the picture up, but it's like, you're like, yo, this dude's caked up.
I was like, this man ain't even got cake. He got the whole bakery. Ma has a well-defined butt.
For anyone that doesn't know, you want to explain what he looks like?
He's a pink blob, essentially.
He's like the things from Fall Guys. It's kind of what he looks like.
Yeah, but imagine just with an ass that like is slightly different color from the rest of the body, so it's really noticeable, and it's a whole thing. But with Maiden
like
Abyss
that in the manga?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
I was just thinking maybe it was like an animator that like was just like I'm gonna make him dummy thick.
No, that's a manga thing, which doesn't make it any better.
Do you think he was real tired when he drew this panel?
Oh, he's the mangaka. Bless his heart, he does a real great job. He's made one of the best stories out there in recent years, but he's got some weird shit going on up there.
Here's a blob that's caked up.
We referred to like everyone dying in Overlord. The last episode was an hour-long episode. Every single person except our main three and Fapta, all dead.
Wasn't everyone else already dying though in the last?
They were because she was
about?
killing them, but the giant monsters came into
Fabuta, right?
Fapta.
Yeah.
She was killing them because her entire kind of goal in life is to destroy the city.
She was like missing like half her face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. So hang on. So she was killing a whole bunch of people,
mm-hmm.
missing half her limbs, but the town gave up more of her limbs to her.
Mm-hmm.
Now everyone else is dying.
Yes.
Is where we're at now. So she's healed,
Yes.
but now the town is dying. So
yes, because she started eating more of them. They sacrificed themselves for her to destroy the city. And now that the city is gone, the egg wishing abilities that existed within the walls, everyone else that wasn't eaten by her, they were turned into a hollow because of that wish. Now that it's gone, they were also dying too. So you get characters like Ma, who you grow to kind of like, though
Cakers McGee.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Though, you know, with characters like Ma, he doesn't say anything other than Ma the entire time. But he disappears and you're like, oh, that's really sad. You can't help but just be sad because
he was a good character.
It was a well-written character, which doesn't make sense.
It's a character that it's like Grogu from Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. He doesn't say or really do anything, but you're just like, oh.
Would you cry if he died?
What, if Baby Yoda died?
Yeah, Grogu died.
Depends what the setting is.
Oh, I cried when Ma died.
I was fucking crying when like, oh, you cried, fucking bitch.
Yeah, it's Made in Abyss. I get a pass.
That doesn't count. You don't get a pass just for Made in Abyss.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, the Ma basically disappeared, and Fapta is just trying to hold back the monsters while the rest of the city crumbles around. Nanaji, Reg, and Rico are just trying to get out before everything.
Wait, so
disappears.
only Nanaji, Reg, and Rico live?
And Fapta.
Okay, so 4 of them live.
Yes.
Okay, you originally said 3, so I was like, well, how did Fapta?
Well, the main 3 and Fapta.
Oh, okay.
But mind you, there were like 150 people 2 episodes ago. Everyone's dead.
Yo, it's just like Indonesia.
It's so many people.
Just made a fucked up joke. I'm glad you just kind of passed out.
I'm coming on.
Wait, is Mitty was still... No, wait, Mitty
was just... Mitty had already died.
No, I'm thinking who was laying the eggs? It's...
Iriyumi.
Oh, they're not.
She's not on this list.
I was like, so she's dead too, right?
She is the city, and she is dead.
So the city is officially dead now. So that layer 6 or whatever you said, that was high model. That whole thing's just gone now, right?
So not the entire layer. It's just the city that exists.
I thought the city was the layer.
No, the city was just its own. So the city in the layer.
So you can now go to layer 6 and then go back.
No.
Oh.
Still got to go down.
No.
The curse effect for layer 6 while ascending is literally loss of humanity. That's how you get the hollows, which is what they're called, like Nanachi. Right back here. She was at one point human, and Vieko, who was one of the kind of great sages. She's the one that got trapped down there and basically had to just talk with all the unborn babies. Sounds really weird out of context. But
they got a Planned Parenthood down there?
She was going up some steps with part of the wall collapsed, and the curse was coming in, and she started turning into a hollow. Imagine kind of like having Middy's face where it starts a triangle and it splits. But one eye is fully out of its socket and always hanging down, and like she's losing the ability to talk and everything. Yeah, she dies too. But
yeah, bleach hollows are way cooler than these hollows.
These ones are way more depressing. Because Fapta eventually takes care of everything. They get away, and it's our main three with Fapta and Viaco. And Viaco is talking to Fapta, but she's dying in the process. And
aren't we all?
You like basically find out through Fapta that the only memories that she doesn't have is of Viaco, because she, inherited everything from her mother. And that's where you learn like there were technically 2 wishes, or all 3 wishes were used. There was one to create the city, one to save everyone, and then one that created Fapta.
Could they have just not wished, like, yo, can we just, like, have layer 6 escapable?
Yeah. But
I mean, that would have been a good wish.
Yeah. With the wish that have inevitably saved everyone, it was mainly the wish to have children. And with those children, they were used as food that saved everyone's life, which was really dark. There was one wish that she didn't need to make that it becomes apparent. She also wanted a mom, and that's what Viaco was to her, which is why none of those memories were passed on to Fapta. And it was like, oh, that's really depressing, because even in the very end, that was something that she wanted to keep like and treasure for herself. So yeah, the show is very depressing.
I can always
and now Fapta is gonna join them and descend to layer 7. That's how it ended.
That's application layer, by the way. But I can guarantee you, Justus can pick one of 3 shows. Super depressing, like just unbelievably depressing, which incorporates sad at the same time. Shonen on there, that kind of tracks with a lot of shows you like, or Alabama.
I got what I like. What I like.
We'll hold the phone.
By the way, before we move on, because I need to move on here in a minute. Fapta's voice actress, who also voiced Iriyumi in Made in Abyss, her name is Misaka Kuno, or she does such a fantastic job. It actually came out afterwards that while doing the voice of characters, which you actually heard her, she was the one who did the main voice of Astronoria. She did a lot this season, but
oh yeah, that show was totally.
She was also Kiriyumi in Lycoris Recoil, the hacker.
Yeah. Which one?
She was
the best hacker.
Aharon last season, and
really,
and the little sister, and she's been in a lot of stuff. Like
she had a couple roles in Aharon.
Yeah. Recently, it was Aharon, Akabe Sailor's Uniform, My Dress Up Darling, and 86 Part 2.
Dude, you know what? I love that we do this podcast because I would have never watched half those shows. And I hate that I do kind of have the time. I just need to plan my time better to make videos about, especially Akabe Sailor Uniform. Sorry, we're going to go on a tangent real quick. What? Sorry.
Well, I wanted to finish it real quick.
Oh, yeah.
She's grown in popularity. I was basically pointing out, she's done like 3 shows this season. She's done some big shows last season as more of the kind of like lolly-ish voice kind of characters. Her voice acting in Made in Abyss, very, very good. Also, she may have overstrained her voice playing both of those characters. It actually came out after episode 12 had ended, that in the middle of recording, her voice like cracked and like literally she lost her voice in the middle of recording and had to like apologize, and they had to reset recording days because there's lots of screaming. And yeah, I get it. After hearing that, she did a very good job, but also
sounds like she's weak.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen Dragon Ball?
Just
saying.
Different screams. Because at one point, there's that, and then there's like the guttural screams of pain that
have you seen Dragon Ball?
I have seen Dragon Ball, and none of them are doing what she was doing. So, continue.
I was just making a joke. Listen, really quick, if you haven't seen Akabe Sailor Uniform, I usually don't recommend a lot of slice of life. That is one of the ones where I sat there, I'm like, wow, like, I miss being a kid. And it's like, that's such an old man thing to say, but it's like, that, like, what happened in that show, I think is what everyone just wanted in their middle school or high school, time. Make lots of friends, do a lot of cool things, not really worry about too much on there. Maybe expose your panties to the class. That's a different thing on there.
Oh. I know. I tried to expose my panties to the class, and people weren't having it. They called me weird.
They called you a demon. Hey, speaking of demons. Let's go. Sorry, I just needed that moment of victory on there. Didn't see it coming now, did you?
You made the transition. That was the only thing that wasn't in order for me. So I was like having like Recoil's page up.
I moved it to the back because I felt we need to end it on a win.
You said we were going in order, so
no, we weren't going in order. I just grabbed a whole bunch of random shit. I just clicked it on the way. This series, 10 out of 10, probably would never recommend it to someone.
Really?
I felt like at the end it was a very mid series. Like what's its rank? I know we shouldn't go off rank. 6.92. That's about a point higher than I wish it would have been.
Really? I think it's fine where it is.
I think like a 6 is more justified. Now hear me out. So the start of it, kind of cool on there.
Mm.
So I'd say between episode 1 and 2, it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of good, got a good story. Then between episode like 3 through 6, I'm just kind of like, eh. Then like 7 through 9 or maybe 10, I was like, it's kind of hyping up a bit more than the last 2. I was like, okay, it's doing a good job. I just wish it did the same thing that what is it with Maestro? I always fuck up the name.
Talk to OP.
Talk to OP. Starts great, middle's kind of meh all the way through. Then you get to the last couple episodes. It's like if it would have kept this hype this entire time, would have been way greater. Granted, you have a story you need to fill.
And it's also based on a game, wasn't it?
What?
That Talked OP is based on a game.
I think. I don't remember exactly. We're good at doing anime shows. The thing is, Talked OP, now that granted it's getting another season, I almost guarantee you the way they just ended it, they ended it to where they could.
For the Engauge Kiss?
No, Talked OP.
Oh. I don't
Engauge
think
Kiss pretty much just did their one and done, and it was like, characters were all right at best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only one that really had a personality, like the way Kisara and Shu interacted, I thought was okay, and I am bleeding. What the fuck?
Their interaction, they were fine. I liked the.
Sorry, I just started randomly bleeding, and I was like,
I like the kind of random interactions.
Well, again,
with some of the characters,
the first 2 episodes started good. Like their interaction, really, high energy, high emotion. They're doing cool stuff. Then it just kind of slowed down a lot.
Yeah, because they kept be high paced the whole time.
Yeah, but the thing is, they turned Ayano from like this cool kind of jealous person to like she's just kind of here now. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it.
She fucks the main character to purposely get it back at Kisara.
Yeah, but who didn't? Who didn't he fuck?
His sister.
Okay, yeah, the one that showed up for 1 episode on there.
She was there for 3.
I mean, technically, yes. I guess he didn't fuck the liver girl that we know of. Her name is Taku Haigoyashiya.
Good on you. Good effort. It's weird that she's on this list.
Well, she showed up again at the very end. She's like, here's your freaky past delivery. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the one thing that I was super confused about, look, I get the demon stuff and advanced technologies. There was this weird transition where it's like, why is there a wave board from like Eureka 7? Just
don't ask questions, dude.
I wasn't expecting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't really do it. They just kind of threw stuff in, and I was just like, a little more continuity would have been better on there. Also, there was the point when they're shooting it with tanks, and like she's shooting basically not javelins, but RPGs. Some sort of RPG at it, and it's like she's been getting weaker, and then it's like no, everything's working just fine. It's like, okay,
yeah,
like you're telling me that it's what they had, like that's all the defense we have for the city. It's like, well, not really.
Look, they're Japanese, so how much
Japanese defense force? It's like a whole. Listen, there was so little defense for that city. Also, they're like, oh, the city is destroyed when they had that post-battle thing of like, we did good, we didn't do good, we did good, we didn't do good, and finally they're like, we did okay, which they did, but it's like it would have been cool to see some like city destruction, some like actual inner.
They said that they had only got to part like the edge of the city because everything took place basically on an airport and then a power plant, like an evacuated power plant.
I know Did you think the fight, it's just me being skeptical, the fight just felt like it could have been a little more, I don't know, bigger, like
grander?
Yeah. And
I thought it was fine.
It kind of hit like a midpoint and then just kind of stayed there.
Yeah, I think it was fine. There was one thing that I was not expecting, which was the end, where it's like, Shu and Kisara stay together because she has lost all her memories at this point. That is a key factor. Kisara gave it all back. Ayano is just like, I'm probably still gonna fuck him on the side, but whatever. And then you find out that Kana wasn't stabbed; she was just kind of knocked out. Eventually, they capture her.
That's such a cop out on there. It's like, oh man, all this rubble, and she's like, he's moving all these big fucking boulders. She's like, oh brother. It's like,
well, she doesn't really wait.
Give her like a broken nose or something.
She's a demon. It's fine. But it's like, oh yeah, she's like super captured at whatever, and then
this super secure facility that no one knows about.
Yeah, and then you get fucking blindsided because Kisara and Shu are getting a little down.
Yeah, they're about the fuck.
You hear movement going on. Kisara turns on the light, and the sister's just there munching away.
Also, who makes all that food in the dark?
I have no idea. But it's like, oh, so the sister's like basically like Kisara is at this point.
Yeah,
it has regained like.
In my opinion, they kind of left it closed. But at the same time, they're like, well, we could do a season 2 if we technically wanted to.
Yeah. So the sister's like perfectly normal. They keep her contained because they have to. But they also drop the bomb where it's like, it's super secure. This is the third time this bitch has escaped in a week. And it's like, then just let her live.
Then they show up like, we're going to shoot her if she doesn't come back. It's like, that bitch is getting out. What makes you think your bullets are going to do anything?
Yeah.
Also, there was a scene where I don't want to take this too far in depth with this show, but it's like, we're shooting our guns. She, for like a solid 40 seconds, is shooting a very high rate P90. It's like, burn. I'm just like, is she going to run out of ammo? Scene, burn. Click, 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 click. It's like there's ammo right on your belt. There's ammo right fucking.
All right. It's an anime. Shut up. Come on now. It's whatever. It's anime.
They could do better. That's not an excuse.
There's a difference. They could do better, but specifically because you know
it's
guns,
not in the
you
budget.
Want them to do better. And the gunplay in certain
Lycoris Recoil. There. Cowboy Bebop.
That bitch still shoots 15
bullets.
bullets.
Well, yeah. A P226 is like a 17-round like standard mag.
Yeah, but she's also like a 16-year-old girl, and the size comparison to what she's handling is totally a 9-rounder.
That's a full frame. We'll get into it later on there. Yeah. Sorry, you know what else is getting in what later? My boy Nagi's getting in that hero puss. That was a total fucking blue balls moment. Listen, Nagi's in a hotel with Hero.
Yeah, I will say this is a couple of Cuckoos. I forgot to mention this on the list.
Sorry.
Yeah.
A couple of Cuckoos. That's literally what she is. I mean, okay, listen. Nagi's in the hotel room, right? They're getting down and dirty on. It seems like they're going to get down.
She wants alcohol. She wants something.
Listen, she's like, yo, we can do something naughty. Or like he accidentally falls in her. She's holding his hand. She's like, we can do something even naughtier. Like pulls him in a little bit. I'm like, yo, my boy Nagi's about to fucking get some. Roll them dice, boy. Just fucking go in. Go in. She's like, she was totally going to say we could have sex. I think she got the cop out of like alcohol.
Sake.
Yeah. So then he's like, well, we can't drink. Then Erica and Sachi, because they had left because Hiro and Nagi were going to take the train. Train will shut down due to wind.
Wind and rain.
Then Erica and Sachi show up, and that scene that's been going around as a meme for like the past 6 months in the manga of like, this is the police. We don't know how to use these with the guns. They have that scene in this show, and they're like, we're the police. I'm like, first of all, you're impersonating the police officer. Second of all, you could role play now that you're all here. Police arresting 2 underage.
Stop it. Well, you got to make it weird.
I'm trying to get Nagi laid, man. He's got 3 options.
He has one option, and it's not Hiro. That bitch needs to go away.
What? Listen.
We agreed last time that she has the least chance.
But this didn't happen, though. The whole hotel thing didn't happen.
She's very manipulative.
Listen, she's back up on top, baby. Or in this case, she was down below.
Oh, really? Because it seemed like Erica had like a way better chance in the scene afterwards.
Debatable on there. They're growing. They're separating. No, they're
It's a reason why they're engaged.
Listen. They might be engaged. Doesn't mean he can't get some hero on the side, Not all heroes wear condoms.
Jesus.
There's no Jesus in this.
No. The dad's still a creep. We see him for one last time when he's like, I'm glad their engagement is like progressing smoothly.
I thought you meant Nagi's like well, you're talking about Nagi's actual dad.
Yeah.
But not Nagi's dad that raised him.
Yeah.
But he might have been your dad, but he wasn't.
Hotel King.
Yeah.
That's what he gets referred to as.
He might have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
Yeah. He's such a fucking weirdo. Oh, I'm glad that their engagement is progressing smoothly. Forcing them to live together is fine. But I'm just going to let things be and before I really step in and for anything. It's like, what does that mean?
Things are going to be
You've been doing things behind the scenes the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking driver definitely is feeding information because at one point he gives like a look and it's like, why are you taking the time to show this man?
Snitches get stitches. Nagi should beat the shit out of him. Also, that dad's birthday party looked like a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Too bad it feels depressing, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're like, yay, dad's birthday. And dad's up there like, let's fucking happy birthday to me. Let's go.
Yeah, it just seems weird where it's like, oh, why aren't you guys excited? Well, he gets so excited, he cooks his own food, gives him his own present, makes his own cake.
Yeah.
And it's like, this does seem depressing. Jesus.
I mean, Erica was loving it. She's like, woohoo. Because I'm pretty sure there was English in this episode too, wasn't there?
I don't remember.
I definitely had a Leonardo DiCaprio moment when he's like, ho ho. Mm-hmm. At one point, she's like, sayonara. I'm like, oh, I know that word. I know what it means.
I'm so glad you know what goodbye is.
No, it's goodbye, and you're not going to see him for a while. That is the tech. See, what now, Justus? What now?
Oh, all right.
Konbanwa.
What's that one?
Pretty sure that means like good day.
No, evening.
Let's not get into details on there. Fuck you, Justus.
What's see ya in Japanese? Like the slang.
See ya, what?
Yeah. Just like where it's like, see ya. Like they have that in Japanese too.
What is it?
Johnny.
Call me Chinese.
Don't make it.
You got debated in that one. Oh no, Cuckoos had like a 7.08. I feel like from a comedy aspect, that makes sense. Most comedy shows aren't going to get like 9 out of 10 unless you're Gintama. You're just built different. we're definitely going to get another season of it, I feel like. The manga has been selling real well. And, like, I've seen... Cause, like, Japan, they do this thing where you can buy volumes, like, volume 1 of season 1. So it's like the first 5 episodes. So basically they're making money as it comes out.
Yeah.
I was trying to find, like, the volumes to see if they're unique. Like, Full Metals were pretty unique. Kind of cool. Sold out everywhere I could find. I was like, I guess that's a good sign of the show.
Yeah. I'll probably get more.
There's a lot of, like, sexual attention in that show. You know what says sexual attention? Listen, okay, hang on. I got to talk about something. Don't say a fucking word. Okay, hold up. They're not gay. They're not gay. They're just really good friends. Listen, okay. So it's been weeks in the making, which is why I wanted to move this to the end.
Hey,
we're going to fight it back. We're going to fight. No, shut up. Shut your fucking
say
mouth.
That they're
shut
buddies.
the fuck up.
Butt buddies.
No, don't. Oh, God, no. This is going to be the highlight. Hey, everyone. Highlight from the beginning of the show. They're not gay. There was no proof. There was no touching. There was no penetration. He did say, I love you. And it made me really cry. I was over there like, this is best friend in the whole world.
Yeah, or his lover. Could be both.
Oh, God. It was just so... Also, the ultimate fuck you. The entire series. Walking with the cane. Shows up. No cane. It's like...
No, he has it.
No, he has the cane, but he doesn't need the cane. He uses the cane as a hiding his secret if he doesn't need it. Do you not remember that? Because he hits her with the cane, but then he's just on his own 2 feet. And at the end of the show, she's like, "You're still going to use that thing?" He's like, "It'll be our little secret on there."
Oh.
So the cane is a ploy. The entire series of him needing the cane is a lie.
I was preoccupied because at one point they cut like to a little bit further out, and it's like, homie jacked. Homie's so fucking jacked.
He is so fucking ripped. Like, holy shit. Sorry. We're talking about Mika. Such a bad name for him. Listen. I was already kind of crying when the whole scene was going on. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to die. And if she dies, I'm done with the show. Fuck this show. Mika shows up. Obviously, bodyguard girl to whatever his name is. She goes to attack him. He hits her with a cane, hurts her. She gets back up. Dude, like, punches her so hard she basically dents a metal bar. Then he's like, remember that gun? I don't know where the sniper rifle went, but he pulls out the shotgun, shoots her 3 or 4 times, like all of the same area. It is the
pepper one, so it's whatever.
It's not lethal, but it's like still does a lot of damage. She just passes out from the pain. Like, I'm pretty sure he broke every rib in her fucking body on there.
Oh yeah.
And then he walks over to, do you have his name up on there? Are you still looking for him?
The Allen Institute dude.
Yeah.
Yori, I think.
Whatever his name is. So Mika walks up, the guys that we've been debating whether or not they're gay this entire series. There's no penetration. There's no proof. They just love each other because they're bros. He walks up. He's like, they're talking about
Yoshi, because it's Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, Mr. Yoshimitsu, whatever his name is. They're talking. Because obviously he's been shot. He's slowly kind of dying on there. There's no way he's going to get down to the bottom without anything. And then Mika pulls out his like pistol, racks it back. He's like, oh, there's no other way. He's like, sorry.
Look at how
dude, yeah, this dude, like, you should show. I mean, here, send that to me. I should actually put this in.
Also, even in this, like, he still has the little...
Nobody doesn't actually need it.
Yeah.
Because that's when he initially shows up. That's before the fight. So that's right before the fight. And then, like, he walks up. Now, you don't see him actually kill him. You just see, like, they do a wide shot from outside the tower. You see
definitely killed him.
You see, like, a flash and a puff. But the suitcase had another heart in there. Because also he was going to give her a gift. So he was planning this whole time to actually give Chisato another heart.
Mm.
So obviously there was another heart in that suitcase. What?
Oh, I sent you that over Discord. There's a Shy Lily picture still in there.
Oh, yeah. You care to show that to Chad?
No.
Nope. Sorry, call him Chad. God, it was such an emotional... There is more to it, but that part alone, it's like, you have kind of this bromance, maybe gay, maybe not gay, to like being really good friends. You're like, oh, he's kind of a good guy too. He's kind of a bad guy. Then you get to the very end, it's like, well... He just wanted Chisato to, like, in his mind, she needs to kill so people can't do it again. It's a whole Batman argument.
Mm-hmm.
But while that's going on, do you care to talk? I've talked a lot about this so far. Do you want to explain the fight that's going on inside?
Majimi are fighting. Of course, or Majima. He's like started a fucking timer. It's like, an hour, this whole building's gonna explode. And she's like, why do all the bad guys love bombs? And it's like, yeah, that's fair.
She said bombs again?
Yeah.
Because that's how they meant originally was he's blowing up a place.
And it's like, look, this makes sense. Like,
well, Chisato's also fighting him alone. Because the rest of the team was going down in an elevator because Sakura got shot. Fucking useless Sakura's on there.
Bitch almost died.
Well, yeah, she's basically bleeding out in the elevator. Like, we need it fast. And then they make the point of, like, we cut the power. You can't hack if there's no power. And he's like, he's got a point. I mean, technically he's got a point. But then he activates the phone and the TV screen. So I'm like, well, hold on. But they said there was no power. Using a cell phone. Come on,
it's
boy.
It's reserved power. It's fine. It's just TVs.
Yeah, but he's using his cell phone. Whatever. So the rest of the team goes down, but Takina
goes up.
Dude, she climbs up the elevator shaft. She walks up probably 40 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
Good on her.
And then only just makes it in time because during their fight, Chisato has like a heart that
Chisato and
flutter essentially.
Majima, they're still fighting while Takina's walking up. Chisato has like you said, a flutter moment in her heart where she has to relax.
Yeah.
And
he's a bro. It's weird.
He had a very bro honor moment. He's like, not gonna fight someone that can't fight on there. Lets her sit down. They talk it out, and from his perspective,
gets her a drink.
Yeah. She's like, well, this is good. He's like, oh, it's too sweet. She's like, man, you become an old man. It was a very kind of heartwarming moment because you find out why Majima's actually kind of doing this. His idea is to equal out the world because having an always safe world makes it less safe.
Yeah, and then Chisato is there to keep the kind of status quo. And it's like, it makes sense that there's always characters like that. They get back to fighting, and Chisato is focused on trying to get the phone this time instead of just fighting to stop. It falls, and
it's basically a dome that's all glass.
Yeah, and eventually it falls into there, but the glass is already cracked because it survived a fucking grenade. That's the one thing where it's
he threw a grenade. It's like that really should have taken out a lot of that glass.
So whatever. But eventually, those two are on there. He falls through.
You forget. She goes to grab the phone. She misses. He shoots her in the back,
shoulder.
Plate. Yeah. And then they fall onto the glass because she grabs him to pull him on. Because that was the one time she was actually going to kill.
He falls through, and right as she's getting ready to fall, Takina is there. Also gives out a guttural yell.
Yeah. Well, Takina's got that. They have a restraining thing we talked about in the first or second episode where it shoots 2 wires, which is cool because they have that in real life now too, but it shoots a whip thing to ground him to something. So she shoots it. Grabs the end of it.
Her shoulder must have been damaged,
very heavily, because she grabbed it, saved her, saved Chisato from falling. Majima kept falling.
I don't. Spoiler: this man survives. You see,
well, you know, the Eiffel Tower has multiple safety nets. Yeah. I imagine it's something like that they just couldn't.
He was all bandaged up, so I'm not sure. I don't know.
Full spread when you fall like a cat.
I don't know if this also means we're going to get a season 2.
I hope we get a season 2. I think the show was written well. I think it was paced well. I think it had really cool fight scenes with kind of not quite realistic fights because it's we're also he got shot twice in the head by a fucking less than lethal round.
Homie's a badass. He Chisato gets saved, and then it's I
was crying.
Smash cut to a little while later, a couple months.
It had to be 5 or 6 months. No, the important part.
I think it was said 7 months.
Well, you're going to talk about the resort, aren't you?
No.
Okay.
They played this whole thing where it's like, oh, Chisato's not here anymore. Sakura lives and finally gets her fucking crepe, like ice cream shit.
Yeah. The Chisato special, excuse me?
Yeah.
Well, before that, they had the whole meeting inside headquarters where they talked about how there's still like guns missing out of because what was it? Kurumi finds out exactly how many guns. It's like 1,200 something.
1,151.
Yeah, they've only recovered half the guns, so the other half are still out there.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when you cut to Majima giving someone a handgun.
Well, no, the guy already
found it.
Yeah, the guy had a gun, dropped it. Hansy's like, just calm down. This will be all right. And it's like, damn, dude's still alive. And then that's when you're thinking about when we get to the very, very end. Chisato's living on an island that has no internet, has no like technology whatsoever.
Yeah. Takina goes to get her.
It's like, how do you find me? 2 movie stars that were on their honeymoon took a picture and in the background to see Chisato.
Just fucking have.
Guarantee that's a figure. Life. Guarantee that's gonna be a figure.
Might be.
Have to go right up there.
And it's like, oh, Takina updates Mika, and it's like, she's been found, and it's like, yay.
You know what's great about that? Someone pulled up.
I'm so sorry.
Someone pulled up the side-by-side pictures of them. So how she's holding her originally and how they're doing the spin is very similar to the first time they met at the shop, and she spins her around. I was like, oh, that's adorable. And she throws her in the fucking water.
The last little part was weird. I'm gonna just be honest.
It's just like it's like a small family vacation.
We get some English.
Yeah.
English.
You're talking about that.
It's like, we're going to Hawaii.
I'm sorry, I know speak English. Yeah. It's like, wow, that is the most stereotypical.
Yeah, man. It was just like, this is a thing. Also, you guys are on a trip in Hawaii. Why did you spend the money to have the Laura Rico like
cafe truck?
Yeah, it's themed.
Well, it's their vacation. Whatever.
Do you work on vacation?
Kurumi has unlimited money on there.
Oh yeah,
you can hack whatever.
This sounds like the perfect reason of why you wouldn't need to work on vacation.
Well, she can't constantly steal. Also, I'm pretty sure it's established that Mika knows good English, but then luckily his English was like half decent because it was a very short, like not big words.
Yeah.
He's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, that's not bad, but that's a very, very white voice for a very, very big, ripped black guy. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like, I would not have expected.
I wish studios for this would
just dub with an American.
Yeah, it'd be so much smarter.
Can you imagine how much you'd be thrown off? You just see Mika talking over there, and you get Terry Crews.
That'd be funny though.
Yeah,
but
that's how ripped that dude is.
That's how it ends. You basically, Chisato had her heart surgery. She woke up. She did that joking thing where it's like, "Oh, I thought I still like was gonna die," and it's like, "No, you didn't. Like you knew you had the surgery."
Well, no, she woke up and she's like, apparently I had surgery. She didn't know she was going to get the surgery. She just woke up because she had passed out, woke up, found out she had surgery.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I was in recovery and then I escaped. It's like, bitch, you're escaping with an open chest. Like, you had a new heart put in you.
Yeah.
So I imagine they'll take her old heart, figure out how to recreate it on there.
Possibly.
Because they can't take it out of her while she's there. Now, depending if the other dude is actually dead, if Mika actually killed him.
I think he did.
What if he shot the bodyguard?
No. Come on now. He shed tears. That dude's dead.
You didn't see a dead body, did you? Listen.
I'm not doing
Majima fell from 400 stories up.
Yeah, but that man's like literally taken a RPG explosion next to him and survived. He's whatever.
So is BB.
Yeah.
What?
That's not.
That is totally fair.
Thing. It wasn't like 2 feet away in a vehicle explosion.
Listen, the difference of like him, like a vehicle exploding next to you and living, is way more likely than following like 800 stories down.
Well, yes, he's just a character that like it's established that he lives a lot through things that he shouldn't live through. The Yoshimitsu's
in a world that you
dead.
can dodge bullets,
And they're both special superhuman people anyway, so it's whatever. Yoshimitsu's definitely dead. Definitely dead.
$20 says he's not.
Okay.
You got to watch Gundam says he's not.
No,
you're that
not
confident.
changing the.
If you're that confident, you would agree to the Gundam bet.
Oh, I'm doing $1 bet because I like money more than Gundam.
Now it's only $1. Whoa, you like money more than Gundam?
Well, yeah, fucking money makes the world go round. It makes my hair less gray if I've got more of it.
Wow, he's all about the money, people. You heard it here
Exactly. Give me money.
first. Thick thighs save lives, Justice.
Thick. I can buy thick thighs.
That's prostitution.
It depends on where you go.
I guess, we'll say one more thing before we leave. Besides Made in Abyss, what do you think one of the best shows this season that we watched is?
Besides Made in Abyss?
Yeah. It's kind of unfair. Like, nothing that has, like, a season 2, I feel like. Something that's original. I think one of the best originals is, like, Lycoris Recoil. Because it's original.
Yeah, well, it's not like there were many originals. I think there were only 2.
No, I'm not saying, like, original. There are other shows. I'm talking about, like, Made in Abyss, Rent a Girlfriend, Overlord, because those all had pre-established.
Probably Call of the Night. I like the vibes of it.
I think Call of Night's a good pick as well.
As an individual who exists in the middle of the night far more than most, I like it. It resonates a little bit.
Yeah, I think if you were to pick a couple of shows this season to watch for sure and you missed it, Call of the Night, Lycoris Recoil. I'm trying to think of one more to really, really recommend.
If you want depression, Made in Abyss.
Yeah. If you just want to watch people get murdered, Overlord.
Or Made in Abyss.
Yeah. All right, that's all we got this week on ExAnime.
Thank you guys for watching.
Maybe we'll have some special music this week.
Maybe.
I definitely won't next week, though.
We'll be back next week.
Next week, we're going to talk. Now, next season, stuff is going to be more condensed because we figured with school, it works better and scheduling, it works better. So instead of like 3 separate lists, it's 2 separate lists, and each list only has 4. But it's all stuff we watch together, no individual stuff.
Yeah.
Compared to, I think, what we were watching. We had, 14 shows this season?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had 13, you had 13, because, each of us had, our own one specialty.
Yeah. I wanted a shorter list this season.
Yeah. Well, next season's going to be shorter. I can guarantee you right now, we're not watching Bleach. Not worth it.
This man can shut up. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye now.